I think they're going to throw the ball. I don't think they feel they can run against Thornton's big defensive line and their linebackers. And I think you're going to see a new wrinkle. I think they're going to throw the ball, and I think, you know, whether Thornton can stop the Michael Ginn and Laveria combination, you know, we'll see today.
All right, Jeff, on the other side, Thornton Academy, their keys.
Well, Jay, this is a bit of a Thornton Academy rivalry going back over 100 years. I remember back in 1977, I think Mr. Cote here called an 18-point, two-point conversion, and Biddeford beat Thornton Academy on the other side of the bridge. Any kind of things like that could happen today. This is just a wild game. The big play, execution is the key to Thornton Academy. They're going to run the triple option. They got to execute it. Defensively, stay tough, stop the run, and make sure that they can get to the quarterback, not give him a lot of time. I think that's the key there for Thornton Academy.
All right, Ron, and certainly you were a key component to some of these big upsets on this field right here and, of course, across the bridge. What do you think Coach Cote is looking for this afternoon?
Well, you know, I think the Tigers would like to strike early. If they can get a lead on Thornton and maybe change Thornton's game plan and get them to throw the ball rather than run the ball, I think that would be to Biddeford's advantage.
All right, it's a big afternoon. Thornton, Biddeford, very excited. Jeff will be down on the sidelines here giving some insight during the contest. Ron and I up in the booth here in just a moment. We'll take a timeout, back with the starting lineups and opening kickoff right after this.
St. Michael Sears in Biddeford is always providing you with the tools and supplies you need for every season of the year. They are stocked and ready for you with their leaf blowers for your fall cleanup, chainsaws for landscaping, and snow blowers for when winter hits your driveway. St. Michael Sears in Biddeford is owned and operated by the St. Michael family. Stop in or call 283-2423. They are located on 380 Elm Street in Biddeford.
There was a big fire. I couldn't find Mommy. I was really scared and I cried. A grown-up told me that it would be okay. And then I saw her.
60,000 disasters a year all come down to one single terrible moment for someone. Call now, because help can't wait.
Welcome back to Hill Stadium in Saco with Jeff Harper and Ron Cote. And Thornton Academy Biddeford, the Battle of the Bridge, 7-0 Thornton Academy hosting 4-3 Biddeford. And a beautiful fall afternoon here. Temperatures hovering in the low 60s, partial sunshine breaking through this afternoon. And these two teams have a lot at stake. Certainly playoff positioning. We know Biddeford's in, we know Thornton's in. Thornton's trying to hold on to that #1 seed and claim home field advantage throughout the playoffs, Ron, and Biddeford trying to improve their position. And there are some scenarios that have 1-8 Thornton Biddeford potentially next week. Also Thornton Massabesic we're talking about. So many different scenarios right now. It's going to be all said and done tomorrow afternoon sometime when everyone figures this out.
Yeah, because, you know, there was, you know, still some games going on this afternoon. Deering against Cheverus. You know, that's going to come to play as far as where the Tigers are going to end and where Thornton Academy is going to end. So let's wait and see.
Trojans will receive the opening kickoff. Back deep to return is the very dangerous Max Janelle. He's returned 2 for touchdowns this year. On his left, TJ Metcalf, who has been sensational on punt returns. He hasn't unleashed anything on the kickoff, but he is another very good return person. And on the other side, it's Chaz Cormier. And kicking off for the Tigers will be Michael Crane, number 8.
I don't think you're going to see the Tigers kicking deep to Janelle. I think they're going to try to squib this somehow, and they've been working on that in practice.
It's a pooch kick. Harper lets it bound by him. Metcalf will pitch to Janelle, so they get it in his hands. Janelle trying to find a seam. Gets out to about the 34-yard line where he's tackled. And Thornton Academy ready for that. So Harper let it go through. TJ picks it up, pitches to Janelle. Trojans with good field position to start at their own 35-yard line. The offense, the guys up front have done a great job all year. Jason Merrill, the center. He's a 6-foot junior on the right side. Stephen Skarks, 6'3" senior. Steve Allen, 77, a 6'2" junior. On the other side, Parker Mooney, a 6'3" junior. And Sean Mayo back in the lineup, 6'6", 215. He's a junior. And Dupree, the quarterback, the junior. Harper, the lone setback in the backfield, the fullback. In motion now, Cormier. Fake to Harper. Dupree trying to go outside, and he's thrown for about a yard loss. Willett quickly in on the stop, and it looked like that time Dupree, not a great read. Looked like he had some room to give it to the fullback and decided to keep it himself and lost a yard.
Well, the Tigers, there's no question they have to stop the fullback first and the quarterback second. I think if anything, when they're against the triple option, they're probably going to give away the pitch. Or at least they're going to try to make Thornton pitch the ball.
Second down and 11 now. Janelle goes to the far side. Gregorkis comes to the near. Metcalf and Cormier the slots. It will be Harper. He'll get about 4 yards, getting back 1 and an extra 3. But that'll set up a third down and long now for the Thornton offense.
Well, the thing with Harper is, he's got some speed, he's got some quickness, and the thing Biddeford doesn't want to do is allow him to get in the secondary and break a long one.
Yeah,
that's a key thing.
Harper unofficially on the year. He has 740 yards in 7 contests. Last week against Noble, didn't get the call very often. Thornton used the outside game and ate up Noble in a big win, 27-6. 3rd and 7. They fake. Dupree tries to go on the option. He's ripped down from behind. Excellent tackle on the outside. Another loss by Dupree. And the tackle on the play was DeChambeau. And that'll set up a 4th down and a long 8, and Thornton will have to kick it away.
Well, this first series, Biddeford is doing exactly what they wanted to do defensively, and that's to hold Thornton to 3 downs and even get them in a situation where they're going to have to pass the ball.
Thornton now in a punting situation, and Janelle, he struggled this year, but he's had some good ones. That's a good high, soft kick. Biddeford dangerously coming up and jumping on it. Let's send it now.
Yeah, I think Biddeford took lessons from Portland and what Chevrolet is doing in the second half, putting 7 men up. They're hungry, they're faking the stunts, they're breathing hard, putting 8 or 9 in the zone right there in the box. Looks like a tough afternoon if they keep that up.
All right, thank you, Jeff Harper down the sideline, and dangerous catch there. Biddeford, though, with good field position. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line, and the kid to stop is the quarterback, Brian LaVerriere. He fakes, goes on top, first play, on the flat, wide open. It'll be a race down the sideline. Metcalf trying to get over and taking Labby out of bounds at the 25-yard line. A huge gain and a great play right away on 1st down.
Well, Biddeford was in their wishbone offense, and they ran a throwback route to the halfback. And, Thornton's in a 4-4 defense, 3 deep. That outside back is going to pick up that halfback coming on that throwback route. He was wide open.
1st down and 10 for the Tigers. Ginn comes to the near side. Loranger to the near side. And Skaczynski sole coverage out of the wishbone. The pitch to the deep back, Labby. Had a good second half. The Trojans, though, running game, I don't think so. McKinney coming from a safety position, getting help from Parker Mooney and Tremblay. And a loss of about 2 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 12.
Well, that last formation, Biddeford was an unbalanced line. They had the tight end over and on the same side as the split end, and their set position was still in the wishbone, and they were running an option play to the unbalanced side.
Thornton has done a good job this year giving up big plays and then holding down near the red zone, and that's a big one. Shotgun formation, pressure coming in. Skarks gets a piece. LaVerriere, though, breaks into the secondary. Nifty moves. He'll get about 7 yards down to the 21-yard line. And that time, Thornton sending pressure from the outside. Skarks was out on the outside corner, came in, forced him up inside the pocket. but the help inside didn't respond as Laveria was able to break a couple of tackles.
Well, that was a new look this week in practice. They went empty backfield, 5 receivers, and shotgun position for the quarterback. And they're looking for Laveria to get reads and hit the open receiver. And hopefully the inside people can block Thornton's defensive line.
Well, he is a great runner, and he is dangerous. Having the option there, wearing that number 7, Flutie-like in a lot of regards. They'll run the counter. Labby's got a little bit of room. Quickly closing up, though, the Trojan defense. Skarks leading the way. He'll come up about 3 short. It'll be 4th and about 3, 4 down territory, although Biddeford does have a kicking game, and it looks like Crane coming onto the field. Could be a field goal try here. It'll be a pretty long one, about 37 yards. 36 yards for Crane coming.
He's had a great year kicking the ball, and I think this is within his range, and he's been very, very accurate all year, so let's see if he can put this one through.
Not a big breeze, blowing right to left across the field now, so it would help him. He's angling his kick from right to left, and you got to watch the fake. Laveria puts it down, a good kick. That's got the distance, and that's got it. 3 points for the Tigers, and a great start for them. They hold Thornton, come right back and get themselves 3.
What we saw in that last series was Biddeford's offense doing a real good job of mixing up their formations, mixing up their plays. They went regular wishbone, they went wishbone unbalanced, they went double slot, they went empty backfield shotgun. So they gave Thornton Academy's outstanding defense different looks throughout that whole drive and use that to their advantage.
Now Crane will kick off. Thornton Academy falling behind early. Another kick, pooch to the side, bounces over Harper. Metcalf will take it, fakes the pitch. Nice move, TJ Metcalf. Got Crane to beat. He's got by Crane. See you later, bye. TJ Metcalf.
Well, TJ Metcalf on that play faked Jesse Brown and a number of Biddeford defenders by faking the lateral to Max Janelle and then keeping it down the sideline. Great play.
Unbelievable. Metcalf, as we said, he hadn't done anything big on the kickoff team so far. It's been the punt team. Well, he makes us eat our words right there. Metcalf with a great fake, threw 2 defenders off of that fake pitch back, and then Crane, the only guy could stop him. Metcalf had just enough to get by him. And the Trojans' special teams has been very special this year.
Well, that's the one thing that Biddeford wanted to stop today and keep their special teams from breaking one, and Thornton still did it.
Ryan Pike, the freshman, in for the extra point try. He's been doing it for about 3 weeks now. He's been improving week after week, and he booms it through the post. And with 7:12 remaining in the first quarter, it's Thornton Academy 7, Biddeford 3. Jay Harper, Ron Cote with you as Thornton Academy comes back on a huge special team play. TJ Metcalf going about 80 yards on that play. And the pooch kick bounced over Harper's head. Metcalf fielded it, started forward, then looked to pitch it back to Janelle, faked it, and was up the sideline with only Crane to beat. Janelle pounds it over to the 10-yard line, fielded down that sideline. Oh, nice hit by Gregorkis, and takes him out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. Didn't see who was on the return. Jim Smith, I believe, number 86.
Jimmy Smith, number 86, yep. That was great coverage there by Thornton Academy on that kickoff.
They mark him out at the 23-yard line. So Biddeford will start 1st and 10 from their own 23. And Tigers doing everything right to start, take the nice 3-0 lead, but then their special teams fail them. And Thornton Academy has been doing a great job. Metcalf and Janelle have been just sensational this year for Thornton Academy. And now Biddeford's offense out of the shotgun, trying to answer back. Quarterback draw coming up the middle. Laveria will get about 3. Pellerin, Tremblay, and Skarks in on the stop. And Stephen Skarks has been getting a lot of press lately, and deservedly so. That kid is one heck of a football player, both sides of the football. And there's even been some rumblings, potential Fitzpatrick candidate ever since Jerry Raymond, Lewiston, and that was back in my playing days, won it as a 2-way lineman. That's the only one in the history of the Fitzy, but Skarks a legitimate chance this year.
There's no question, he's a great player.
And they're going to run it again, the draw up the middle, and the Trojans will have nothing to do with it.
Well, that's a set play, Jay. They're in that empty backfield. They're shotgun, and a quarterback draw is one of their running plays out of this set.
So it'll be 3rd down now and 6 for the Tigers. The ball at the 28 of Thornton Academy. Excuse me, on their own 28. With 6:05 to play.
Going back to Scox, I saw him play earlier in the season, and I thought he was a man playing against boys. He's an outstanding football player. He's big, he's agile, he can move, he makes tackles from sideline to sideline.
Absolutely. Tigers come out with an open set. 2 receivers to the near side. Back out of the backfield, wide open again is Labby. He'll get into the flat, down the sideline. Taken out of bounds by Cormier and Skaczynski, but a huge gain for the Tigers. And as we talked about, we knew Biddeford would go to the air this afternoon. We certainly thought they could throw the ball against Thornton Academy.
Well, there's no question. You know, the thing about Thornton Academy, what they do very well, but they don't do a lot of different things defensively, and Biddeford is aware of that, and they felt that they could hurt Thornton throwing the football.
Loranger and Labby go to the far side. Back in the slot, so 3 to the far. 5 receivers in this play. Out of the shotgun, throwing that ball partially tipped, but it still gets out there. Metcalf slow to get over, but he comes in to make the tackle. I think that's Loranger on the reception. He'll get 10 and another Biddeford 1st down.
Thornton Academy doesn't stunt a whole lot defensively, and I think that's one of the reasons Biddeford elected to go to this type of formation, hoping that they wouldn't stunt. In the last few plays that they've run from this empty formation, there's been one Thornton Academy defender coming, but Laveria's still been able to get the ball off.
Laveria will stay in the shotgun, and again, the 5 receivers formation here. High snap, bobbles, now he's in trouble. Scox comes in, and the Trojans, shark-like, coming in to get some extra hits on Laveria, and you don't want to hurt a player, but you want to bang him up, especially a kid of that talent. You can slow him down a little bit with some extra shots. Thornton will take advantage of that.
Well, I just mentioned that Thornton wasn't putting a whole lot of pressure, and they came, full tilt that time and sacked Brian Laveria.
But it's a very good insight, and Thornton has not sent much blitz this year, and teams have had time to throw. And Coach Kiesel has relied on his secondary, who is very talented. But if you give a team that much time to throw the ball, your secondary, you're really hanging them out to dry.
Well, you can find some holes and some gaps. And
sidelining up, ball out there, and it'll be overthrown, intended for St. Ange down the sideline. Pellerin with coverage.
Well, they got Peter St. Ange, he's the fullback. They got him in the slot position alongside of Michael Ginn, so he's running the complementary route with Michael Ginn. That time he went down on a jet and down the sideline, jet and go.
3rd down now and 15 yards with 4:30 to play. You're watching Time Warner Cable and Maine's Game of the Week on the Maine Cable Network. 3 receivers set, a little more protection. Coming out, Laveria's going to try to run, and there isn't anything out there. Crapo and Mooney, with Scarks giving help. A great pursuit, hemming him in, and they'll hold him well shy of the 1st down marker. Biddeford will quickly shuffle in the punting unit, trying to catch Thornton off guard here. The Trojans drop back Metcalf and Daly. And now Biddeford, after quickly getting into formation, will take their time. Pressure coming in on the outside. Harper late getting there. Daly fields it, trying to come inside. He's going to have to hold on. He takes a nice hit in the middle. Great pursuit by the Biddeford special teams. On that play is Richard Morin. And loss of about 4 on the return. Thornton will start 1st and 10 from their own 22.
Well, Thornton Academy did a better job defensively that whole series. They put pressure on Biddeford and had a few sacks.
All right, let's go down to the sideline and Jeff Harper.
Laveria, tough kid. Boy, he's taking some knocks. You got to wonder how much he can take. These Trojans putting 4 or 5 hats on him every time he runs the ball.
All right, certainly that is the case. We were talking about it ourselves. Thornton on the option. Harper breaks into the secondary. He'll come in outside. He'll get to the 39-yard line, just shy of the 40. A gain of 17 on the play.
Well, that's what, when you run the option play, the first thing you want to establish as an offensive team is you want to establish the fullback game. And Thornton Academy's done that all year. You mentioned Harper's stats. Those are tremendous stats, and they've actually, established a fullback game throughout the season. And again, they're going to try to do that today.
1st down and 10 for the Trojans out to their own 39-yard line. And now Dupree will call a timeout with our score 7 for Thornton, 3 for Biddeford. You're watching Time Warner Maine's Game of the Week. Trojans with a first down and 10 now, as they have the 7-3 advantage. Biddeford on a 40-yard drive, holding up at Thornton Academy's 21-yard line, and then the 36-yard field goal by Crane, and then the special teams play. Harper in the middle, he'll get about a yard. Good stick in there by Jim Smith, who had an excellent game last week, getting help by DeChambeau.
Thornton went away from their double slot formation that last play, and there were trips to their sidelines and ran a little different look, but still stayed with that same option philosophy.
2nd and 9. Gregorikis flying over to the other side of the field. And again, yeah, not the double slots, just Metcalf in slot right formation with Harper. Little toss over the middle and nobody there.
No, they were actually lucky that that ball wasn't picked off. You know, he just floated it out there, and it was really up for grabs.
3rd down and 9 now. Thornton Academy not a team that does well in 3rd and long situations. They don't throw the ball very well.
Those are the situations that Biddeford really wants Thornton to be in. They want them to go away from their running game. They want them to throw the ball. I think that's the weaker part of their offense. The strong part is obviously their run game.
Biddeford showing a lot of different looks. Dupree goes on the option. He'll keep, but he won't get anything. Again, DeChambeau getting help from Sincata as they step it up. 4th down and 9, and the punting unit comes out for Thornton Academy.
Biddeford's doing a good job defensively right now of containing the whole option series, and so they're gaining some confidence there.
Well, and the thing that Thornton has got to be careful of, Craig Agresti, the offensive coordinator calling most of the plays down the sideline, is not to go away from what's got them here all year. Harper only gets one in the first play, then he tries something different. I mean, you can keep pounding that fullback and see if you can establish them. A good kick. Jin does a nice job getting over, making the fair catch, and he'll save a potential bounce, and Biddeford will take over at their own 29.
Well, you're right, Jay. You know, I don't think you can go away just because you're playing your rival and so forth. I mean, hey, Thornton 7-0. They did obviously a great job all season offensively. They're not going to go away with what they've done best.
Tigers come back out. Jin comes to the near side. Double slot formation. St. Ange, the fullback. They fake to St. Ange, going up the sideline. Sole coverage, Skaczynski there, and Jin almost able to pull it away from him. Again, very dangerous. Good job, though, by Skaczynski. He was right there with him.
Brian Skaczynski, you know, he's a veteran player. He's a senior. He's a good basketball player, and he's a good athlete. And, again, that's a good one-on-one matchup there with Brian against Biddeford's good athlete, Michael Jin.
Well, we saw Sanford last week do a great job on Jin, even though he had some nice catches. Laranger had a couple of good ones. But Payer and company for Sanford Secondary did a good job on that one-on-one matchup, which allowed Sanford to really blitz LaVerrier and come up with some big sacks in some key moments. Shotgun again. They're going to the quarterback draw, and Crapo misses the tackle in the backfield, but he gets plenty of help on the outside. Skarks and Tremblay, who have been in on a host of tackles already, make the stop for a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Well, the quarterback draw hasn't gotten a whole lot there for Biddeford. Thornton's doing a nice job against that formation.
3rd down and 8 now as Biddeford comes out of the huddle. Matt Vance in the center, number 55, and Bavaria goes under center here. He'll roll right, got some room. Tries to fake, tries to run, breaks a tackle. Cuts inside, gets a good block. He'll have a first down. He'll take an extra pounding again. And Coach Kiesel out on the sideline, just livid at his...
It looks like LaVerrier's down on the sideline.
Oh, and again, Thornton has... LaVerrier hasn't done a good job at protecting himself. He's left himself open, and Thornton's going to take advantage of that.
Well,
LaVerrier walks off under his own power, but he's definitely dazed. Fecto takes over at quarterback. We saw this early in the season. Biddeford got some backup quarterback. St. Ange, no room for him. It'll be 2nd and 10. But Ron, we talked about Biddeford's depth at the quarterback position. They have quite a bit of it.
Yes, Kyle Fecto is, he's a smart kid. He's a good quarterback. He's only a sophomore, but he's a real good replacement. You know, we saw him earlier in the year come in and throw a touchdown pass on, I think, on his 2nd play. So he's very capable of running the show for the Tigers.
That was a game against Marshwood. We also saw Jesse Brown in that game show some good digs at quarterback.
That's right.
2nd down and 10 now, and we got a whistle. Flag's going to come out. Somebody lined up in the neutral zone, I would think. Let's see who it is. Delay of game. So a big 5-yard penalty here. Biddeford does not want to have this happen as Laveria tries to get his faculties back together with Fecto in at quarterback. You don't want to put him in a 2nd and long situation, and now it's 2nd and nearly 15. The ball back at the Tigers' 39-yard line. Ranger to the near side, Gin to the far. Thornton Academy doing some stunting around. Fecto has time, fires out in the flat. Out there is Gin. He can move after the catch. Fumble! Ball loose on the carpet, and it looks like McKenney's got it.
Well, that's a big mistake for the Tigers. Michael Ginn caught the ball, surrounded by 3 Thornton defenders, and trying to elude them. Ball fell out of his hands.
Trying to make something happen after the catch, and he is inept at doing that. I mean, adept at doing that, and he's certainly very good. But when you do that, you leave yourself exposed. And Thornton Academy secondary looked like Metcalf got a hand in, ripped it out, and McKenney coming over on top of it quickly. The Trojans, with their first turnover, will start 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line. Gregorikis comes to the near side. It'll be Daly in slot right position, Metcalf in the slot left. Harper puts his head in there, no room to go. St. Ange meets him immediately.
Well, they showed motion one direction and came back with the fullback to the weak side.
And that'll be the last play here in the first quarter. Our score, Thornton Academy 7, Biddeford 3. You're watching Time Warner Cable Maine's Game of the Week on the Maine Cable Network. Back right after this.
St. Michael Sears in Biddeford is always providing you with the tools and supplies you need for every season of the year. They are stocked and ready for you with their leaf blowers for your fall cleanup, chainsaws for landscaping, and snow blowers for when winter hits your driveway. St. Michael Sears in Biddeford is owned and operated by the St. Michael family. Stop in or call 283-2423. They are located on 380 Elm Street in Biddeford.
Jay, like I said before, Laveria, a tough kid, but it seems like he hurt his ankle and his head on that last hit as he made a wonderful tackle. I don't know how you guys could see it up there, but took quite a shot right along this Thornton sideline. No word yet on whether he'd be back soon or not.
Thanks, Jeff, and certainly he is tough, but he's left himself, as we said, exposed, and he's got to protect himself a little more, and he is a very big component for this Biddeford offense. The way he's matured and come along this year, Ron, I think you can't afford, even as good as we said Fecto and Brown maybe as his backup, he's really become the player that Coach Kurt would want and need in a key game like this.
Yeah, he's had a good year for the Tigers. He's improved throughout the season, and he's come a long ways from day one. You hate to put Kyle Fecto, he's only a sophomore, in a situation like today, in the Thornton game. He hasn't had a whole lot of varsity reps throughout the season. He's played JVs on Monday, but the varsity level, it's a different level.
2nd down and we'll say a long 9. Daly in for Cormier, and a blitz there. Dupree trying to get out of there, and boy, St. Ange crushed Harper. Dupree broke away, kept the ball, but then he paid an explicit price. DeChambeau's having a huge game up front. His quickness is really making a difference.
Biddeford did a nice job of changing their defensive look right before the snap of the ball, and St. Ange came on a stunt. As you said, he met Harper in the backfield and put him down, and that disrupted that whole offensive play.
And again, Biddeford will gamble on 1st and 2nd downs because they know Thornton Academy in 3rd and long is not a good football team offensively. Gregorikis and Daly come to the near side. Metcalf in the slot right, so now he'll go left. They try to give to Harper, and again, he's getting the ball, and he's already getting tackled. Benson there this time.
Well, again, Peter St. Onge was in the backfield on the snap of the ball, and again, that disrupted the quarterback-fullback exchange.
Thornton Academy's big guys up front are getting out-quicked on the other side of the ball. Really felt going into this game, Thornton's big guys would be able to move Biddeford around, but Biddeford is using the stunts, moving, and their quickness to just wreak havoc in the Thornton Academy backfield. And Janelle now back at his own 20 to punt it away. Laranger, the lone person back. Thornton uses another timeout here with 10:39 to play in the second. 7-3 our score. Trojans now punting, as we said. Laranger the only one back. Janelle's had one blocked this year, a big one against Chevrolet that allowed them back into the game. Nice high punt. Laranger, I never saw the fair catch. But
yeah, he did.
He got it awful early. He made up his mind early, but a good job. No bounce, and so far Janelle doing a great job at punting the football. Tigers will take over at their own 29-yard line. 7-3 our score. Jay Harper, Ron Cote, Steve Trumbley, our cameraman producer this afternoon. Jeff Harper down on the sideline. Battle of the Bridge. Thornton Academy breaking an 11-game winning streak by the Tigers last year with their 28-19 win. This year, Thornton Academy at 7-0, trying to solidify the #1 spot, home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Biddeford has other ideas. They run the counter outside. Jesse Brown, he can run. He's a big kid. He's got some good moves.
Well, he was inserted in the as a halfback just the last 2 weeks of the season here. He's been a backup quarterback, and now he's a starting halfback.
Yeah, he came in the second half against Sanford last week. Had some huge runs and plays, just outstanding job. And then late in the game, Biddeford trying to mount a last-second ditch effort to try to come back from a 15-7 deficit. A pitch out. Again, it looked like a tough pitch for him to handle. He lost the handle on it, and Sanford recovered and held on for the win. And I saw walking out, Jesse taking it out. He'll throw now. He's got a good arm. The ball out there, the receiver out there, and just overthrown Kevin Laranger. Skaczynski trying to catch up. But Jesse looked like he took it awful hard, and I don't think he really should have. I don't think that's his fault. And again, his team was still 70 yards from the end zone, but it just shows you how much the kid cares and how much he feels as a part of that team.
Right. They you know, that last play, they ran that halfback pass, and Jesse's got, as you mentioned, he's got a great arm. The thing he needed to do on that one is get the ball up a little higher, and on a play like that, you let your receiver complete the pass, not you, the quarterback. So you get it up in the air, let him run under it, let him complete it.
Third down now and 6 for the Tigers. And Biddeford with double motion there. Both in the line and out on the wing, so 5 yards marched off, and that'll put them in a 3rd and 11 now, as the sun really starting to come through here at Hill Stadium in Saco. Just a beautiful fall afternoon, and these two teams renewing a historic long rivalry, and it's had some great ebbs and flows throughout the year, and Biddeford has really dominated since 1979. They had a 15 out of 16 stretch until last year as well. Thornton Academy still leads the series, 45 wins to 36 losses, but the Tigers well on their way to drawing even. Fecto fire out in the flat, got a man out there. Brown the catch, he dives for the marker. A good effort there as Cormier makes the tackle. We'll see where they'll spot him.
Well, that was a nice throw by Kyle Fecto and good completion by Jesse Brown, and that's really close to the first down.
It looks like where his foot is, he'll come up about a half a yard short, and the Tigers now will be in a tough situation. They'll probably have to punt deep inside their own territory still. Well, not deep, but well inside their own territory.
Well, they're not even huddling up to punt. They're using a quick punt formation here and not allowing Thornton to get their punt return team on the field.
Skaczynski, who doesn't usually return, back there and takes a pro-Tiger bounce, but goes out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. The Thornton Academy offense will come back on the field.
Well, again, you know, Biddeford's philosophy coming into this game, they didn't want to be hurt by Thornton's special teams, both the punt return team and the kickoff return team. So, so far, other than that kickoff return for a touchdown, Biddeford's done a good job with that.
They've done a great job. The one big run by Harper, 17 yards, has been the only offense for Thornton Academy so far in this quarter and a little bit more now, as we have 9:07 to play in the second. Thornton leading 7-3.
Well, Thornton's utilizing 2 tight ends now, 2 wings, and they're going to run their offense.
See if they try the smash mouth. Harper off the right side, and a good penetration to Shambo. He's pounding right in there. Harper will get about a yard.
I've really been impressed with Biddeford's defense. They've done a real nice job of not allowing Thornton to get, other than 1 run of 17 yards, as you mentioned. They haven't gone anywhere offensively. Biddeford's really attacking the football. They've got the fullback covered. They've got the quarterback covered. They've got the pitch man covered. And that is probably 90% of Thornton's offense.
We'll see if Coach Kiesel and Agresti will shift and go to the full house backfield and try to utilize the smash mouth style with Tyler McKinney, the middleman, and using Harper and Cormier on the wings. Again, it'll be Harper. Again, it'll be nothing doing.
Yeah, St. Ongen on that tackle again.
And Jeff down the sidelines was saying, again, they've seen other teams. Chevers gambled late in that game and helped their comeback attempt, where they nearly pulled out that game after being down 35-7 entering the fourth quarter, with 9 to 10 men up in the box. And that's what Biddeford doing. Just challenge them, saying, we know you really don't like to throw the ball. You don't do very well at it. Go ahead, come at us. And Biddeford's just doing a great job right now. Thornton's got to come up with something different.
Well, they've got Thornton where they want them in situations. This is a 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11, and that's exactly where they want Thornton Academy to be in.
Smith jumping there. Surprised that didn't draw a flag. He jumped well across the line.
I think it's a delay of game.
Yeah, it is.
Thornton's making a few mistakes here. They look a little, if I'm going to use the word flustered a little, but they're not in sync right now offensively. And I think you got to give Biddeford credit for getting him in that kind of situation.
It looked like Smith, though, did cross the line of scrimmage, and I'm surprised we didn't get a flag there.
Right.
It'll be 3rd down now and 17 for the Trojans, back at their own 22-yard line. And Biddeford again sending people up into the gaps, faking the stunt. They'll try Harper off the left side. He'll get a couple, maybe 3 back, but well short of the 1st down. And Thornton will send out Max Janelle in the punting unit one more time. And still, Biddeford within striking distance, only down 4 here, 7-3 in the first half. They have come with their magical defensive mix-ups, and again, I think that's a great word. Flustered right now appears to be the Thornton offense.
Well, again, Biddeford's going to have good field position on this punt. The thing that Max Janelle has done, he's really done a great job of hang time on the punts and made Biddeford make fair catches.
He really has. And watching on the outside this time, there'll be some return. Good fake there, and then trying to cut up in the middle. Here's a move. Jin, oh baby, what a move! Michael Jin down the sideline to the 25. He's going yard. What a great run. A flag down, though, on the far side of the field. Oh, what a run by Michael Jin. It'll just be a shame if that one has to come back.
Well, that's what he can do for you. He's that kind of an athlete. Come back after that fumble and make a great run on this punt return.
Oh, that was something to behold, because I think he intended to do this all the way. He got the fake off there, and he started that side. He stopped, jammed on the brakes, and then came right up the middle. And it is a huge penalty, and just a shame for the athlete. And, of course, Biddeford feels this one. Thornton Academy really dodging a huge bullet there, as Michael Jin just showed his athleticism personified. Outstanding moves and run, and that was beautiful. Biddeford doing a great job blocking. I watched Chaz Cormier get tied up. He's one of the best special teams player I've ever seen play for Thornton Academy. He got tied up in there and had no place to go. He was getting blocked all over the field. Harper on the outside, he's usually one of the first people down there. Jesse Brown had him locked up back 20 yards. He didn't even get near the punt. Biddeford's come to play.
Well, the Biddeford coaching staff is not happy with that call. And they gave that official on that sideline an earful. To be honest with you, I didn't see the play, but they had the wall set up. Biddeford had the wall set up, and Michael Jin did a real nice job of cutting inside the wall rather than go on the outside.
It almost looked the way he did it. He planned to do that. It seemed so programmed the way he stepped in there. And again, I saw nothing of an illegal block, but again, I was watching Jin. I wasn't watching anything else.
Well, the Biddeford staff is not happy.
1st down and 10 for the Tigers, and they'll come out of the option. Bavaria back in, and again, he's fighting forward.
Well, he comes back on the first play, and he runs the option, and he carries the ball. So he's telling us he's all right, Jay.
He calls his own number. He's ready to go again. And he sat out a couple of series, and now back in, very agile. A gain of 7 on the play, out to the 35-yard line. Trojans have not won easily pretty much all year long. The first 2 games with Marshwood Westbrook were cakewalks. After that, we had 5 very tough games until last week, where they finally took it on and decisively beat Noble down at Noble 27-6, and that had a lot of Thornton spectators and fans very pleased and saying, okay, they're ready now. They finally stepped it up and beat someone convincingly in a pretty good football team. But again today, they're struggling now without the special team return of Metcalf. They might find themselves with a 0 up on the board. 3rd down now and 4 yards for the Tigers. Jin goes to the far side. Skaczynski will pick him up, giving him a lot of room. We'll see if they'll try a quick out there. Fake. Bavaria looking to throw. Now he's trying to run. He's got some room out there. Cormier coming. Oh! He's the kid you don't want to challenge. And I don't know how Bavaria will get up from this one.
Well, that was a great hit by Chaz Cormier. He came up, he executed that like an NFL defensive secondary person, coming up and just making a huge hit.
Everyone that has been acquainted with Thornton football over the last couple of years has really grown to love this kid. I had his number 3 years ago, knowing what a special player he was. That's a Ray Lewis type hit, and I am sorry. That's what you come to see, but you really feel bad and hope Laveria's okay, but that is a major league hit.
If my memory serves me right, Jay, I think he made a hit like that against Portland earlier in the season.
Wow, I don't know how he did it, but he's up on his own power, and that's a great news for Laveria, the quarterback. And as I was about to say, that's a kid you really don't challenge. He's shown his ability to make the big hit all year. He's had 2 of the biggest hits in Class A football in the state of Maine this year. One against Friar Portland, and that one there. Oh, and a bad kick. Brown loses it off the side of his leg, and that will only get about 7 yards on net gain there, maybe not even that, about 6, and the Trojans will have great field position, momentum after that hit, and let's see now if the Thornton offense can respond or whether that defense is still going to dominate, because Biddeford's defense has been dominating so far today.
Well, you know, it looked like Thornton Academy doesn't have a whole lot of zip, and maybe a hit like Cormier just executed will fire things up for Thornton Academy.
Trojans come out 1st and 10 at Biddeford's 43-yard line. They do go to the full house backfield that I said maybe they'll try. McKinney had a huge game against Biddeford last year, 3. And there's Cormier. They say, well, you make that hit, Chaz, you earned yourself a carry. Cormier with a rare touch of the football. He doesn't get to run the ball too much.
Well, that's the offense, the formation that hurt Biddeford last year. Thornton Academy went to the straight T and 2 tight ends, and they just powered Biddeford, and they moved the ball down the field, and that was an offensive formation that really hurt Biddeford last year.
Tyler McKinney had 3 touchdowns and over 100 yards in that game, and he came in as a kind of backup and really was outstanding. He's in there now, 2nd down and 6. Cormier got 4 on that one. It's Harper off the left side. Harper's got moves in there, but he gets a couple and then meets the big wall. I do like that offensive shift in Thornton now. If they get a couple more here, they'll be close enough to go for it in the 4-down territory. And again, when you have the guys up front, Skarks and Mooney, they put them on the same side, and then you follow the 2 blocks. Cormier or Harper are either following McKinney and Cormier, McKinney and Harper. That creates a lot of blocking on the outside.
Yeah, it sure does. Well, now they're in a 3rd and 5 situation rather than a 3rd and 10 situation.
Exactly. Actually, almost 3rd and 4 here. Trojans on a long count. This time they'll give McKinney. McKinney only about a yard, and again, he's hit, pushed back. The linebacking core, late flag. Benson with a tackle, a very late flag, and we'll see what that was, because not much in the way of separate tackle coming down. Face mask, wow, that's tough. Tigers not getting any breaks right now.
No, not the officials are not giving the Tigers any breaks. Again, that was a late call.
Very late call, and it looked like they had McKinney already wrapped up, but maybe with the 2 players in there wrapping up, they didn't see the mask till later on as the tackle was about to conclude. Trojans, just a 5-yard variety, have it 1st and 10 at the 30, and That's only Thornton's second first down.
Well, that would have been a 4th and 3 situation. That would have been a big play in the game.
Absolutely. Thornton staying with that. McKinney cuts inside. Tyler McKinney to the 5. Touchdown, Trojans. 30-yard run for Tyler McKinney. He comes up big against Biddeford. And we were talking about him, and maybe they'd call his number. And they do, and McKinney responds. And the Trojans now out on top, 13-3.
Well, that was just a straight give off the straight T backfield formation, option technique, and McKinney just broke it. Again, very similar to last year.
Absolutely. So now, again, the freshman Ryan Pike in. Thornton went to a freshman earlier in the year when they were struggling in the extra point tries, and Turgeon got the ball through, but not to the power, and that time there, just beautiful pump through by Pike. It's 14-3 with 4:03 to play. Trojans set to kick off. Max Janelle will be doing it. Gin back deep in the middle. Smith on his left. Laranger on his right. Gin will come over. He fights, actually taken away by Smith. And I'm sure if Smith made the right decision there. He gets back to the 20-yard line, and a host of Thornton Academy special teams players in on the stop. Gregorikis, along with Tremblay. And Biddeford will start 1st and 10 from their own 20, and let's see who comes in at quarterback for the Tigers. It will be Fecto. Let's see if we get a report at halftime on the status of Lavaria. And
well, the trainers are still working on Lavaria. Lavaria's on the bench on the other side, and there's not a whole lot of movement there.
Yeah, so more than likely he sustained a concussion, and we don't expect to see him, and that's huge. Fecto now will be the person in charge to try to bring the troops back. They've played an amazing first half of football, and just a chain of events, some bad breaks here. Gin goes for the touchdown run on the punt return, nearly 70 yards, and a flag puts them back deep in their own territory. And then on that series, rolling out to the right, Lavaria going for the first down marker, challenges Cormier. Cormier with a huge blow, a couple yards short, and also just absolutely ringing the bell. That's a NFL type hit by Cormier, and Laveria's out. And then the poor punt after that. Thornton with field position. They go to that full house backfield that we said that may be a time to do it. They do it. Fecto rolling out, fires out in the flats, out there. Oh, what a nice job by Skaczynski, diving over Larange's shoulder to bat it away.
Prior to this last play, Biddeford's offense looked a little out of sync, and I think that's, you know, you bring in a new quarterback, it's a different voice, a different cadence, and I think the linemen aren't quite accustomed to Kyle Fecto right now. It's going to take a few plays here for them to get back into sync.
Biddeford really wants to be careful here because they don't want to go 3 and out, give Thornton field position, allow the Trojans to punch one more in before the half. Fecto rolls, pressure, steps up in the pocket. We're ambling in there, but he meets the Thornton Academy linebacking core. Looks like Mooney. Who to get help with on the outside? It is Skarks. Mooney and Skarks, the two middle guys, and they don't get much bigger than that in high school ball in the state of Maine. 6'3", 220 is Mooney. 6'3", 235 is Skarks. And he just felt the blow of them, a loss of another 5. It's 3rd down now and 20 for the Tigers. Clock moving with 3:15 and counting, remaining in the half. Trojans leading 14-3.
Well, they're certainly not your typical linebackers. They're big kids at that position, but they cover a lot of ground.
Fecto now, they'll try the quick kick here, and they'll get out a fairly decent kick, and the Trojans, they'll just let it roll and let the Tigers down it. Decent punt, but again, you don't use up the clock. You give Thornton more time, and that reminds me of a game back in about 1987. I think it was my first year broadcasting when I came back to the state of Maine and doing games for WID. Thornton opted for that late in the game, and you guys came back, moved right down the field, scored, went for 2. I think that was no, I guess it wasn't the first 2-point conversion that beat Thornton Academy, but it was the first of a long string of them that seemed to spell Thornton's demise over that long stretch. You beat them 15-14.
Right, I remember that, Jay.
And I think Jeff was talking about that at the beginning. He was talking going back to 77, and that was the one where a quarterback throwback, you pitched it out to, I think, Frankie Nava, who threw it back to Labonte, who caught the two-point conversion from 20 yards out. Dupree in trouble, the ball on the floor. And this could be huge.
I think Thornton recovered it from my vantage point.
Wow, what was that play? That was confusion in the backfield. That was late in the first half that put Biddeford up 8-7. I think that was my junior year on the two-point conversion from 18 yards out after the 15-yard penalty on the two-point try. And out to Nava, threw back across to Labonte for the two-point try, and then the game stayed 8-7 second half. So it wasn't a late two-point conversion like we've seen over the last couple of decades, but certainly a big one. Second down now and 16 for the Trojans after the loss of 6. Cormier off the right side, finds a little bit of a seam. Good wrap-up tackle, no. Cormier breaks it, gets a couple extra, and a flag comes in. Biddeford there, again, a little zealous, and they did come down hard on Cormier late, and they're going to draw a 15-yard roughing penalty right there. Good job by Cormier. It looked like Ginn had a good job wrapping him and throwing him, but as he tried to throw him, Cormier spun out just in time and was able to keep his momentum and got forward for a couple extra.
Well, there are a couple of Biddeford defenders that came in late on that play, and now they're going to pay.
The second player didn't come down late,
right?
Because he came late on his own player.
Right.
It was the first player who came late that actually got a piece of Cormier, and first and 10 after the late hit. Trojans down to Biddeford's 30. That's where McKinney struck pay dirt on the last possession by Thornton Academy. They counterplay, Harper inside. He'll get a yard, maybe 2. Thornton now has to be aware of the clock. They've used 2 timeouts already, so they only have 1 left in the bank. They quickly up to line of scrimmage, 2nd and 8. McKinney into the secondary, and a good tackle wrapping up down low by Sincata prevents McKinney from getting the first down. And
we got 1 minute and 12 seconds left here before the half, and Biddeford's going to really try to stop Thornton here from getting into the end zone before the half.
3rd down and a long 3 now for Thornton Academy. Will be McKinney again off the side. He comes just shy. I think Thornton's going to have to use a timeout. No, the officials will stop it to look at the first down marker. Now they'll start it again. So the Trojans 4th and less than a yard. I think they need to use their timeout here, and right now they're not doing it.
Well, Dominic DeChambeau in on that tackle. Peter St. Onge and DeChambeau have been in on quite a few tackles here for the Tigers.
Let's see if the Trojans try to do something out wide, or will they go right at him. McKinney inside, he didn't get it.
I think he's short of the first down.
He is. Biddeford held. Thornton Academy, not a good job of clock management. In a 4th down play like that, you would think they would have used a timeout there and tried for a bigger play. I'm pretty sure they still have 1 in the bank. And they're thinking about a measurement here, but ooh, it's looking pretty close.
It's going to be real close.
Measurement completed. Thornton comes up about 3 inches short, and Biddeford will take over, and they'll probably just try to run a play here and use up the clock. Head to the locker room, down 14-3, but still in it. That was a big series for the Biddeford defense, and once again, they hold Thornton Academy. The Trojans have not done much offensively today, and it's kind of surprising that Biddeford finds themselves down by the score of 14-3, because in essence, they've outplayed Thornton here in the first half.
They've done a real nice job. There's no question about it. Thornton has had to resort to the straight deep backfield offensively, and that's when they've been able to move the ball.
That will eat up the rest of the first half here. A good one, but the Tigers with some real big mistakes on some big plays. Thornton able to capitalize on the second miscue, and looks like their starting quarterback is done for the day. So the Trojans with a good advantage heading to the locker room, up 14-3 at the half. You're watching Time Warner Cable and Maine's Game of the Week on the Maine Cable Network. We'll take a break, come back with halftime right after these.
St. Michael Sears in Biddeford is always providing you with the tools and supplies you need for every season of the year. They are stocked and ready for you with their leaf blowers for your fall cleanup, chainsaws for landscaping, and snow blowers for when winter hits your driveway. St. Michael Sears in Biddeford is owned and operated by the St. Michael family. Stop in or call 283-2423. They are located on 380 Elm Street in Biddeford.
Hey guys, I'm going to get an injury report on Laveria right after this halftime break. Boy, is he a big part of that Biddeford offense. Carries the ball, runs tough, really took a hit. We don't know if he's coming back. Their offense is very different without him in the game. The Biddeford defense, however, has spelled that triple option. They're taking away inside, they're taking away pitch, and quarterback has done nothing to even put any kind of a wrinkle in that Biddeford defense. It's a big play game, Jay.
All right, Jeff, thanks for that report down there at halftime. Our score, Thornton Academy 14, Biddeford 3. Jay Harper along with Ron Cote, Jeff Harper down the sideline, Steve Trombley, our cameraman and producer for this afternoon's game, the annual Battle of the Bridge. And certainly, Ron, the play of the game is changed the tide, the momentum. Biddeford has proven they have come to play, and defensively, they've stuffed Thornton Academy's offense. But that nice punt return by Michael Ginn, the penalty on that brought that play back. And from there, Biddeford has just not been the same, and especially it really got magnified when Chaz Cormier hit Laveria along the sideline. Just one of the hugest hits you'll see in high school football, and we don't know if he'll be back. We doubt it very much, and from that point, Thornton Academy took control of this game.
Yeah, the whole momentum of the game changed after that, the touchdown that's called back that Biddeford executed on Michael Ginn's punt return. That changes the whole complexity of the game. The game at that point would have been 10-7, Biddeford in favor, and you don't know what's going to happen after that. But after that play and after the Cormier hit, as you mentioned, momentum's turned and it's now in Thornton's favor.
Yeah, and rushing in that first half, McKinney came in late. He had the 30-yard touchdown run, 5 carries for 43 yards. Harper had 7 carries for 31 yards, and certainly Biddeford's defense, they're not that big, but they're quick, and they're putting the men up in the box. They're stunting, and they're definitely wreaking havoc in the backfield. Dupree hasn't done anything, and they haven't even got the ball out to their pitchmen with Metcalf or Cormier to the wide sides of the field, and they really limited Thornton Academy offensively, and I think there's twofold here. Biddeford should feel very disappointed they're down 14-3, but they can also be happy because they held late, and Thornton Academy can be saying, hey, we're up 14-3, but really we haven't played well yet, so if we come out and play well in the second half, we should be able to hold our own here and take care of this one. And again, 7-0 Thornton Academy, 4-3 Biddeford. This game has playoff implications, and we'll be sending it to a senior profile here in just a minute. And I want to remind you, at the conclusion of our game, we'll be picking our St. Michael's Sears in Biddeford MVP Award, also our Unsung Hero and Dirty Shirt Award. Thank you to St. Michael's Sears in Biddeford for sponsoring that. A senior profile, back with the second half right after this.
We're with Thornton Academy Golden Trojans. My name's Stephen Skarks, guard and linebacker. To my left, we have...
I'm Ed Pellerin. I'm senior. I'm outside backer.
I'm Greg Collin. I'm wide receiver and cornerback.
Tyler McKinney, fullback and defensive back.
Ben Gedbu. I'm a guard and defensive nose. I'm TJ Metcalf. I'm a slot back and a defensive back.
I'm Matt Crapo. I'm a tight end, defensive end.
I'm Jeff Pickard. I'm a defensive end and offensive tackle.
I'm Brian Skaczynski. I'm a wide receiver and cornerback.
Chaz Cormier, senior, halfback, and outside linebacker.
Sean Maloney, offensive and defensive tackle.
Moral Harper, fullback and defensive end.
All right, guys, bring it in. Are you ready?
Ready!
Are you ready?
Ready!
We are!
Get it!
We are!
Get it!
Ready!
Get it!
Ready!
Get it!
1, 2, 3!
Trojans!
Just some key points in the game are always, obviously the turnovers. You want to control the turnovers, and if you win the battle of the turnover game, you're probably going to be pretty successful. You're going to be able to compete in the game. Some other things are penalties. And when the penalties occur, if penalties occur at midfield, it's a 5-yard penalty, you can probably overcome that. But if you're deep and you score and you get a clipping call and stuff like that, so penalties are a big part of the game that can certainly turn the game around. And then the other part that we really try to focus on is special teams. just because, a block punt or a return punt, I mean, it's an offensive play, and, we really want to focus on, making those plays successful, whether we block a punt or we score on a touchdown return or something like that. But, we really try to focus on that, and, we put a lot of time into our special teams for that reason.
My name is Tyler McKinney, senior captain. Defensively this year, what I have to do is just fly the alley and hit people, and that's basically what Stefan does, and Ed, and then Brian Skazensky is our cornerback, and he just has to cover people. Offensively, what I have to do is just, I'm in on full house, so I have to either get the first down or score the touchdown. We have a triple offense, so basically you have to either tackle the fullback or the quarterback or the pitch man. And it's kind of hard because Jason Dupree is doing it and Chaz Cormier, so.
Biddeford quarterback Brian Laveria has more of a whiplash type injury to his neck. It's very questionable whether to play the second half. The kid is tough, he wants to play, but coaches say very hard at this time.
Welcome back to Hill Stadium in Saco. Not a great report. They're having problems with Jeff's mic down on the sideline, but Janelle will kick off for Thornton Academy to start the second half. Good news for the Tigers. They start with a football. Jim Bobbles picks it up on the sideline, and quick hit out there as Gregorkis once again. He's been in on a couple of good tackles. In on the stop, getting help there from Dan Winnie, number 38. And Biddeford will start 1st and 10 from their own 19-yard line.
Well, this is a big series for the Tigers. They need to establish something right here at the beginning of the third period, and Kyle Fecto needs to get a little confidence and get this offense rolling here.
14-3, not a huge deficit, just a 2-touchdown for the Tigers. They've showed some signs of moving the football. They had good success in the air early on. A couple of big pass plays to Labby, accounting for some big yards in that first half.
Well, they ran the veer that time to the tight end side to Peter St. Ange for a 1-yard gain.
Second down and 9 now as we break here in the second half. Biddeford's offensive line, Benson, Jolin, Godbout, Morin, and Derek Laverrier to throw out there, open. Good stop by Sincata, allows himself to come back. Fumble though, the ball's loose.
I think Thornton Academy's recovered the ball.
Sincata once again, a great job stopping, getting himself forward for the first down, but he was going backwards. The Trojans defense responded, hit him from behind, caused the ball to come loose, and there they are again on the loose ball.
Definitely something that Tigers didn't need this early in the second half. Again, that was a well-thrown ball by Cal Fecto, and Sincata open in the flats, and just a tough mistake there.
Well, again, going for extra yards, he made a good move to break the tackle, and he was stumbling backwards, going to get an extra 4 yards in the first down, but the ball comes free. Cormier off the right side. He's got some room. Chaz Cormier. He'll get nearly 10, be very close to a Thornton Academy first down.
Well, number 86, Jimmy Smith, is down on the field, and he's injured for the Tigers.
Smith up and okay, walks off under his own power. Thornton Academy gets the first down on the carry from Cormier. They stay with that full house backfield. McKinney in the middle, Cormier on the left, Harper on the right. 7 men on the line of scrimmage. It'll be McKinney getting to the outside. He'll get about 3 on the first down carry.
Well, Thornton Academy's elected to go away from their double slot formation and their wide open option game, and they've stayed with the straight T formation, 2 tight ends, and played some power football against the Tigers.
Well, Biddeford, again, coming with 8-9 in the box, and they're saying, okay, you want to play smash mouth, we're going to have to play it with you and go body for body up front. And Thornton Academy with good speed on each side of McKinney. They can use that to their advantage. It will be Harper. Breaks a tackle into the secondary, still going. Harper, good tough running.
Well, tough running there by Harper, getting a couple extra yards, and a great second effort on his part. They're in a 3rd and long 2 situation. But they're in a 2-down zone here, 4-down zone, and they still get 2 more plays left.
We talked about this off camera at halftime. If Thornton scores first, it could be lights out for Biddeford. But if Biddeford could somehow score first, this could be still a battle to the end. But Thornton threatening now. It's McKinney off the left side, takes a hit, able to get the momentum back forward for an extra. But he'll still be just shy, it looks like, of the first down. It'll be 4th down and a long 1 now for Thornton Academy. And
well, again, Biddeford's defense is doing a good job, and they've had their backs to the wall here, and they've hung tough, and now it's down to a 4th and 1 situation.
And again, Thornton Academy's got to take advantage of these breaks they've gotten. They got one late in the half that didn't capitalize, and now here early in the 3rd quarter, this is huge. 4th down and a yard now for Thornton Academy. It'll be Cormier off the side into the secondary. He has enough for the first down. He'll set up the Trojans with a 1st and goal from the 6.
Well, good hold there established by the Thornton Academy offensive line on the right side, and Cormier went through and made the first down.
Cormier has the hit of the game and maybe of the season, and if Laveria's taken a full concussion, he may struggle to come back next week, first round of the playoffs.
Well, just as Jeff mentioned, early in the 3rd period, he had some kind of whiplash to his neck, and I saw Brian Laveria come out at halftime, and he had a nice bag to the back of his neck, so hopefully he'll be able to recover and come back next week.
1st and goal from the 7. 7 men up on the line. McKinney, Harper, and Cormier in the backfield. It'll be Cormier off the right side, tries to cut inside, and no room there. He'll get about a yard. It'll bring up 2nd and goal from the 6.
If Thornton Academy ever came out with a play-action pass right now, I think he'd be wide open, because Biddeford has got. It seems like they've got all 11 guys on the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely, and Thornton Academy used Harper out of the backfield a couple weeks ago. Jeff up at the booth have been saying, you know, a little flare out in the flat to the fullback. Harper caught 1 for a touchdown and 1 for a first down, and since that, they haven't gone back to that play. Here it'll be McKinney. He'll get a couple, but still well shy of that goal line. It'll be 3rd and 4 now.
Well, it's taken every effort for Thornton Academy right now to get the ball in the end zone. They're going to use all their downs, I believe. It's 3rd down now, 4 yards to go, and Biddeford's still hanging tough defensively, as they've done all day.
Harper comes off now, and this is an interesting set that they've gone to here. It's Metcalf on the right side, and we'll see if there's anything cooking here, if he's heading out into the secondary.
That would be my guess, Jay. That's a good call.
They go on the option, though. Dupree pitches, oh my, let it loose. Looks like Metcalf got on it, though. I don't know how.
Well, there's a lucky break there by Thornton Academy. That ball was an errant pitch, and I think, from our vantage point, although the Biddeford players are saying they've recovered.
No.
But I think it's Thornton Academy.
4th down, the hand goes up. Now will Thornton go for the field goal here? That's, I think, an option for Thornton Academy. Metcalf just a great job on that, coming up with the football. Dupuy really just threw one out there as he was going down, and not a well-advised play there. They'll come back with the offense and not the field goal team, and I think 3 points here would be pretty big at 17-3.
Yes, it would.
Trojans, though, 4th down and 7 yards for the touchdown.
You'd have to guess here they're going to play. They're going to run a play-action pass.
Harper's heading out across this way. Oh my! What a great catch by Janelle. Off the fingertips, Jin diving in, looked like he got a piece of it. Janelle just snared it out of the air, and what a fine throw of football by the quarterback who doesn't do it all that often.
Well, that was a nice play. Janelle was a tight end, and he ran a drag across the field, and Dupree hit him. Nice play by Thornton Academy.
We wondered if Thornton had anything up their sleeve here and when they were going to unveil it. And Harper was breaking out to the right in the flat. He drew 3 defenders in that area, and just a great job by Janelle. She said dragging. Jin stayed with him and was very close to knocking that one down. And what a huge play on 4th and goal for the Trojans. And a low snap, struggle to get the ball on the tee, and that'll come up short. But the Trojans get done what they needed to. The big 6 points, and with 6:33 to play in the third quarter, it's Thornton Academy 20 and Biddeford 3.
TJ Metcalf wrestled away that errant toss. It was quite a dogfight down here. The Biddeford team thought they had the football. Got to be a backbreaker to be down like this, 20-3, already in the third quarter. The Big Mo solidly on the home team side.
Well, and if you could make all that out, certainly the case. Momentum huge, and Metcalf's play to wrestle that ball out was the difference. Some room here in the middle. Look out. Smith breaks up through, and a good tackle coming in late.
I believe that's Sean Hall for Biddeford. He replaced Michael Jin in the middle, and he's got great speed, and he was just inserted there on the kickoff return and had a good run back.
It's brought down on the play by Derek Benavides, and it'll set up Biddeford with good field position, down now by 17 points with 6.5 left in the third. They got to get down the field and get something in before the end of the third quarter if they're going to have any chance here. Option to the wide side. Brown trying to get out there, breaks one tackle, but there's the wall of Trojan defenders.
A great pursuit there by the Thornton Academy defense. You get 5 or 6 guys on the ball carrier. They're doing a great job.
Crapo, McKinney, along with Skarkson on the stop for Thornton Academy. Official did a nice job there. As soon as he saw Brown wrapped up, he got that whistle blown really quickly and kept Thornton Academy from getting some extra hits in late. Some officials wait way too long to blow that. Forward momentum stop, get the whistle so you can save some of these kids' health. 2nd down and 12 now for the Tigers. Sole coverage on the outside with Jin. They got Laranger in on the slot. Fecto to throw. Thornton Academy leaves him alone. He's got a lot of room to the near side. Comes up and brought down out there, and he'll come up a few yards short of the first down marker.
Well, Cal Fecto did a nice job of scrambling there. Thornton putting some pressure. They put Skarks on the outside, and it took 2 or 3 Biddeford offensive people to block him, and Cal Fecto elected to run.
It'll be 3rd down now and long 3 for the Tigers. The ball at their own 49-yard line. This is a big play now for both teams. Trojans trying to hold, Biddeford trying to fight back in this one. They'll split Laranger out to the near side. Go to the wishbone backfield. Fecto on the option, cuts up inside. He'll have enough. Good job diving forward, putting the ball out, making sure he had enough.
A good execution there by Kyle Fecto. It seems like Kyle's getting a little more comfortable out there with the offense, and he's getting some confidence, and I think that's all he needed to get himself into this game. He's a cool athlete, and he's got some composure, and he's smart.
Big first down pickup, puts the ball at Thornton Academy's 46-yard line. Double slots. Fecto looking to throw. Fires out in the flat. Jin's got it. Curling back, and Metcalf wraps him up quickly. Throws him down, but a nice gain of 5 on the play. Maybe 6, as we'll see where they'll spot it. Yeah.
I still feel that the Biddeford offense, the short pass game is there. Thornton plays good defense, but they give you some cushion, and on those receivers, and there's some holes there, and Biddeford doing a nice job of executing the short pass game.
2nd down and 4 now. Fecteau will go up top again. Fires out. Oh, that ball thrown dangerously into coverage, and somehow it looks like
that's a great catch there by Jesse Brown.
Almost an interception, bounced out of the hands, it looked like, out there of, didn't see the corner, whether that was Metcalf or not, but Brown wrestled it back away, has enough for the first down, and it'll be 1st and 10 at Thornton Academy's 39-yard line. Biddeford doing a great job here at moving the chains and penetrating into Thornton Academy territory. Gin to the far side. They'll go on top again. Firing down, looking for it quickly. Up and picked off. How did Metcalf catch that? He's got some room on the sideline. A flag comes in. That'll be a clip on Thornton Academy, but they came up with the INT. Metcalf reached up with one hand, looked like he was going to knock it down, and he pulled it down into his belly.
Yeah, I have no idea how he made that interception. That was a great play. A one-handed catch, as you mentioned, and great interception.
Oh, wait a minute, they're talking to Thornton. That may be face mask on Biddeford? No, let's see. Yeah, it is. Cormier's pointing that way. Officials heading in the wrong direction. Wait a minute. They pointed at Biddeford. Now they're moving.
Yeah, they gave the clipping signal, and now they're moving it back.
Whew, they marked up a whole lot of yards there. All right, it is the clipping, but Thornton with a huge interception. It thwarts that drive by the Tigers.
Oh, that was a great one-hand catch.
Unbelievable. Looked like he was just taking a quick swing to knock it to the ground, and somehow it caught his hand enough. When he came down with it, it came right into his stomach, and he did a great job.
Well, this is the first time this half that Thornton Academy has broken away from their straight T backfield.
Pitch outside. Metcalf does a good job. One man to beat. He does. Two. Metcalf takes a big hit on the sideline. Does a great job, though. He'll have 12 yards and a first down for Thornton Academy.
Well, that was a risky offensive play by the Thornton Academy Trojans, running their option on the, looked like the 5-yard line, and when they pitched that ball, and but they executed it very well.
And the defender was right there as Metcalf caught the ball. He had to make that nifty little move, and then he broke 2 more tackles. And TJ Metcalf he's had a great season this year. All year long, the kid continues to get better and better. He's gotten a lot of press. I think that's helped his confidence, but he's done everything well for Thornton Academy all season long.
He's a good athlete. There's no question about it.
Trojans go back to the full house backfield now. It'll be McKinney off the right side, has some room on the tackle. He takes on Ginn. Michael Ginn getting pushed forward. McKinney has 14 yards and a first down.
Well, Michael Ginn tried to wrestle McKinney down, and McKinney took him an extra 5 or 6 yards on that play. You know, that last option play that Thornton ran, you know, they had the fullback covered, they had the quarterback covered, they pitched, and there was Biddeford still had a man on the pitch. Metcalf just did a great job of outrunning him. Here we go.
First down and 10 for Thornton Academy after Biddeford uses a timeout. It'll be Cormier off the right side. He'll lose a couple. Nice hit in the backfield. Benson right in there shooting through, and Trojans will lose 2 on the play. It'll set up a 2nd down and 12 now.
Matt Benson, the defensive tackle, did a nice job penetrating there and making that tackle.
Thornton trying to run the table, go 8-0 heading into the postseason. Big matchups next week. They could have Massabesic visiting Hill Stadium. They could have Biddeford coming back, possibly a Sanford or Chevrolet, but there'll be no easy run in the postseason for the Trojans. This is a senior group that went unbeaten their freshman year. McKinney up the middle, showing a lot of burst. They'll get about 7, put Thornton in a much more amiable 3rd down and 4 now. But back as this group was a freshman, they went unbeaten, had a great season that year, and you knew they were going to be special when they got up. But then they lost Evan Dodge to Noble, and that game last week, a lot of people coming back to Saco after driving down to Burke and say, boy, if we had that kid, he is something special. Imagine him and Skarks together on the offensive and defensive side of the ball.
They also lost Nason to Alachua Beach, too.
Right. Craig Nason was an outstanding back then, but he never grew anymore and third down handoff, Laranja grabs on, and McKinney hauled down, and that'll bring up a fourth down and punting situation. Nason was definitely an outstanding back as a freshman. He was superb, but Craig never grew anymore. When down O'Lorchard, he's had mixed success down there. He's had some injuries as well. But that was a special team, and they're trying to duplicate that now as seniors. And they're getting very close to going 8-0 on the regular season, but that'll all be for naught once we start next week with a very good postseason forthcoming in Western A football. Janelle's been booting the ball well all day. Another beautiful booming ball. Takes the bounce out of bounds at the 25-yard line, and Thornton will send out the defense once again with 1:18 to play. Biddeford now, first down and 10 at their own 25. Ginn to the near side. Sole coverage with Skaczynski. They'll go to St. Ange, who has had no room in the middle, brought down by Sean Mayo, who's in defensively for Thornton Academy. And that'll bring up a second down and 9 now. Trojans defense has been extremely good all season long. They had that one big lapse in the fourth quarter against Chevrolet, but there was some big special teams play as well that mixed into that demise, where they're up 35-7 and hung on for a 35-33 win. Fecto will throw out over the middle, out there. Oh my, Metcalf with another one-hander. It is T.J. Metcalf day. What a block by Cormier. And Metcalf taken out at the 3-yard line. Chaz Cormier laid out a would-be tackler, and Metcalf nearly went yard again. That kid has shown the ability on both sides of the ball. Special teams, last year he even struggled a little bit holding on to pass footballs in his direction. This year, anything near him, he's been a magnet.
Well, again, that was a great interception there by Metcalf. Very athletic and stepping in front of Eric Willett, making that interception. And as you mentioned, Jay, Cormier put on a great block on Matt Benson.
Oh my. First and goal for the Trojans. McKinney in the middle, Cormier on the left, Harper on the right. That big 7-man line up front. It'll be McKinney off the left side. Tyler McKinney to pay dirt. He has his second touchdown of the afternoon. Something in Biddeford brings out the best of this kid, as he has 2 touchdowns on the day, following up 3 from last year. And Thornton Academy now starting to put this one away, and turnovers and penalties have been the demise of this Biddeford team this afternoon. 29.3 remaining in the third quarter. Thornton up 26-3. The Trojans look like they'll go for 2 here to try to get back to the perfect 7-point denomination. See if they look to throw out in the flat here on this. It's smash mouth football and pulled out of there by Ginn, and that'll thwart the 2-point conversion try. But with 29.3 left, it's Thornton Academy 26, Biddeford 3. You're watching Time Warner Cable Maine's Game of the Week for the Maine Cable Network.
T.J. Metcalf is in the zone. 2 big picks this half, a fumble recovery this half. The nifty run that kept that drive alive, gained 12 yards down here when they were buried in their end zone. Guys doing it all.
All right. Thornton Academy with a 26-3 lead with 29.3, and it is T.J. Metcalf having himself an afternoon that he'll remember for a long time. Little pooch along the side. Willett picks it up, and he's immediately brought down. Thornton trying to keep it away from Ginn deep in the Biddeford return, and Willett picked it up, got his team a good return out to the 35. They'll start first down and 10, and still not over yet, but Biddeford would have to start a miraculous comeback right now if they're going to do any more damage here.
They've got Jesse Brown at quarterback right now. Oh, I'm sorry. Yep.
Wow, how far back is he going to be out of shotgun?
I know, I thought he was going to punt.
Me too. Wow. Brown gives himself all kinds of time. Fires out for Sincata, well overthrown.
What they did was they brought Jesse Brown in at quarterback, and they went back to their empty backfield and a shotgun, and he fooled me because I thought he was way too deep.
That's like waving the white flag here. You're going to punt on first down, but Brown just taking a huge drop out of the shotgun. And Biddeford certainly using their receivers. Fecto, again, just victimized by a couple of great individual efforts by TJ Metcalf, and certainly his confidence has to be reeling after those 2 picks. So they go to Brown here, and we said he's got some talent. They go on the option. Brown breaks a tackle, tries to cut up inside, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it.
You know, we haven't given Thornton Academy a whole lot of credit defensively, but they've done a real nice job here this afternoon also. I mean, Biddeford's only had 3 points on the scoreboard, and that was a field goal early in the game. And since then, the Thornton Academy defense has really done a great job.
That'll conclude our third quarter of play with our score. Thornton Academy 26, Biddeford 3, back with the fourth right after this.
There was a big fire. I couldn't find Mommy. I was really scared and I cried. A grown-up told me that it would be okay. And then I saw her.
60,000 disasters a year all come down to one single terrible moment for someone. Call now, because help can't wait.
Fourth quarter about to begin. Biddeford with a 3rd down and 9 now at their own 35. Jesse Brown, the quarterback, has time, fires out the flat. Cormier, the only one there. Chaz Cormier cuts inside. He'll get it down to the 25-yard line.
Well, that wasn't a well-thrown ball by Jesse Brown. He threw it right at Cormier, and another big turnover for the Tigers.
I believe that's their 5th turnover of the afternoon, and not many teams can overcome 5 turnovers in a game. Thornton did it earlier this year. They had 8 against Sanford and still won that game. They're very fortunate, though. Sanford was at the doorstep with time running out in the 4th quarter and could have won that game, and a blown pitch really helped Thornton Academy prevail. Trojans now just trying to keep it on the ground, move the ball, run the clock. It'll be Cormier coming off the side. No room to run there as he brought down at the 25-yard line. Chazmania, as I nicknamed him a few weeks back after some of his huge hits. He lived up to that billing today. He's laid out a couple of Biddeford players, and I think 2 huge plays in this game. Obviously, the penalty on the punt return for a touchdown by Ginn, and then the hit by Cormier taking Laveria out of the game. And those 2 plays right there certainly sent Biddeford reeling backwards after they played an outstanding first half against Thornton Academy. Look at that, 11 men at the line of scrimmage. They'll counter with Harper. He gets into the secondary. Flag comes in. And we'll see what that's all about. Harper got about 2 yards. Sincata with a good hit in the middle. Again, Thornton here, you want to keep the ball on the ground, hold the football, but if 11 men are going to come up, Coach Ron Cote, I know, would say, all right, we're faking the belly here. We're going to slip the tight end down the sideline or out over the middle, and we're going to throw the football and end this one.
Well, you know, that's what they're giving you. You know, I mean, if they've got 11 guys up on the box and, you know, you run a play-action pass and chances are in your favor.
Biddeford actually declining the holding penalty as they have Thornton in a 3rd down and 7 now, but I'm not sure if, of course, they want to use downs as quickly as possible, try to get the ball back, and Thornton now in the 4-down territory. Let's see if Thornton will try anything different here.
Well, they're still in the same formation, 2 tight ends, straight T.
They do try to throw it, but Dupree not getting the ball out to Cormier, looking for him in the flat.
Well, early he was open, and Anthony Sincata came over and did a great job of covering him, but initially I thought Cormier was open in the secondary.
Looked like Crapo, too, from the tight end position, was down further down the field, running a corner pattern, and might have had some space. Trojans not giving themselves a lot of room to throw that ball. Dupree kind of ran into his running backs on the play and didn't have good space to unlaunch the ball. 4th down now and 8 for Thornton Academy. be Cormier off the right side into the secondary. He'll be very close. He may have the first down.
It looks like he does. They try to throw the ball on third down, don't go anywhere, Jay, and then on fourth down they make it on a run play.
It is a first down. So the Trojans will move the chains, keep that clock running. Cormier, who's had just an amazing afternoon, and he's gotten the carries here in the second half, and he's made the most of them.
Yeah, it's been a great day for Cormier and Metcalf.
It really has. Harper, the forgotten back in that backfield. McKinney's had some great success, too, with 2 touchdowns and a 30-yard touchdown run. It's McKinney pounding up the middle, and he's still going. Oh, my. The whistle never blew.
That's right. The whistle never blew, and
McKinney never gave up.
And Biddeford let him go, really.
16-yard run for Tyler McKinney. He's matched last year's output in the touchdown department with his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. And Tyler McKinney has had some good runs for Thornton this year, some key situations, but he was displaced at fullback coming into the season, relegated to that safety position, but Tyler really didn't mind. He just assumed his position at safety, did the job that he does week after week, a 3-year starter. He's been sensational. And when he's been called upon in games, he's done pretty well running the football. But against Biddeford, Tyler McKinney, number 35, comes to play. Ryan Pike will come in for Thornton Academy for the extra point try. Thornton now up 32-3. Booming kick, sails wide left, no good. And our score with 10:15 to play is Thornton Academy 32, Biddeford 3.
Well, it's official. Next week at 1 o'clock, the Massabesic Mustangs will take the 8th position, and they'll be coming down here to play Thornton Academy. Got that right from the AD, Dick Agresti. Get ready for the Massabesic Mustangs.
Well, that'll be a big one. Thanks, Jeff. And certainly John Moran, you talked to him before, Ron Cote. He said he was ready to come down to Thornton Academy to take on the Trojans. He likes that matchup.
Well, you know, former coach here, and I think it's going to be an easy task for him to get his kids fired up for Thornton Academy. And you know, he was fired up about it. They played a great game last night against Sanford, destroying Sanford 35-0. And I think they're going to be excited. And they're a scary team to catch in this first round.
Certainly are. There's no really good teams in the bottom of that pile. The only team I think I'd love to see Thornton match up again was Chevrolet, even though the Stags came back late to make that a heck of a game. I like the fact that the way they played them for 3 quarters, and I think Thornton Academy would not let a letdown like that happen again. But Sanford, Massabesic, Biddeford, all tough teams coming in, and it won't get any easier in the second round for whoever prevails and moves on.
You know, if that's the case, then I would imagine that Biddeford would probably go in 7th place, and if that was the case, they're probably matched up against Portland, the number 2 team.
Yeah, and that'll be a tough battle. Portland, a huge win last night over South Portland, just blowing out the Red Riots, 35-6 on the brand new Fitzpatrick Stadium carpet. And it's very nice to look at, and it's a place that Portland probably feels pretty proud of, and you know they're going to defend that turf and home territory pretty well in postseason. It'll be a tough match for the Tigers. The quick screen out to Jin. Jin able to break a tackle, get the first down. He'll get it out to the 39-yard line. The clock stops momentarily as they'll reset the chains. 9:24 to play in the 4th quarter. The whole crew on hand this afternoon. Steve Trombley, cameraman, producer, Jeff Harper down the sideline, Ron Cote, and myself, Jay Harper, here with you for this Battle of the Bridge. And Thornton Academy looking like they've broken a long streak and starting one of their own now. 2 straight over Biddeford after Biddeford dominated the series through the 80s and 90s, 15 out of 16 before Thornton Academy broke an 11 straight winning streak by the Tigers last year, prevailing in that game over at Biddeford 28-19.
Well, a straight give there to Peter St. Onge, and he got about 9 yards on that carry.
And Biddeford now will try to just keep the ball moving, look for something special here. Thornton Academy just want to try to stuff it up. Thornton may be also thinking, Coach Kevin Kiesel, head coach, second year, he's done a marvelous job in his 2 years here at Thornton Academy. He may be looking to try to stuff here and then get some subs in there because you want to keep these kids fresh and don't want to risk any injuries. St. Ange up the middle again. He'll get about 4 yards.
Well, Coach Kiesel and his staff have done an excellent job of turning the Thornton Academy football program around on his last 2 years. They've certainly done a great job, and that's a credit to them.
Certainly is. Thornton Academy's last state championship run back in 1988. Thornton, one loss that year was to the Biddeford Tigers, and then they went on and ran it off in the postseason. 86, they went unbeaten and won the whole thing the entire year. But since then, Thornton Academy, that huge loss in 91 in the Western Final to Biddeford, 29-28. And that was the last win, that last game of the regular season in 91. The 21, I think 13 final in overtime was the last win until last year. Biddeford won 11 straight against Thornton Academy. And that's pretty remarkable. Trojans, though, getting some big breaks here this afternoon, and Biddeford really hurting their own cause in so many ways with the turnovers and some big penalties, and not just that one penalty on the punt return. There was a couple other big ones that allowed drives for Thornton Academy to continue.
Number 24, that's Barrett Belanger. He's a sophomore. He's inserted into the lineup as a halfback.
So if the word is from former head coach Dick Agresti and current AD that Massabesic comes back here, that'll be a big one. We'll be back with you for that one, and certainly Biddeford traveling to Portland will be a huge matchup and a very tough task for these Biddeford Tigers. Portland's got to be feeling real good after their big, nice thrown ball to Ginn, but he can't hold on. He saw McKinney and Skarks coming at him, and he tried to duck and lost control of the football. That'll bring up a 4th down now and 7 for the Tigers.
You know, last night's loss, Sanford's loss, I don't know if that would bring them down to 7th place or keep them at the 6th position. Again, I think that's going to be, close as far as where Biddeford's going to end up.
Biddeford punts the ball away. It'll go out of bounds at about the 16 with 7:03 to play. And Thornton Academy now will see. And it looks like they'll keep the first unit out there. Thornton Academy comes out. They take over at their own 16-yard line. They stay with the full house backfield. First down and 10. Harper off the left side. He'll get about 4 out to the 20-yard line. Good push, putting his head down. Trojans just want to move the chains. Certainly been some big games this afternoon by some key players. Thornton Academy, the list is fairly long, but again, there's 3 kids who have stepped up to the plate and done above and beyond. TJ Metcalf, Chaz Cormier, Tyler McKinney, and falling behind that, Skarks has been his usual self. Tough in the middle.
Well, that's 2 years in a row that Tyler McKinney's had a great day against Biddeford Tigers. Last year, again, they were in a straight T formation, and he had a great game, and he's certainly having a great game again today.
That'll bring up a 3rd down and a long 3 now for Thornton Academy. Clock moving at 5:45 as the Trojans let their maroon and gold balloons up over Hill Stadium. And it has been a banner day for the Trojans. Chaz Cormier off the right side. He'll have the first down. Cormier's carried the ball more this afternoon than he has in the last 5 weeks of the season, and he's certainly shown his worth. He's getting a little seam, and he's quick through it. And he's done a nice job, and he's kind of the forgotten back. I think Biddeford keying on McKinney and Harper in the backfield, and they're not really keeping a close watch on number 16. That's allowed him some room.
Well, I'm not sure how much Biddeford thought Thornton Academy would be in their straight T formation, but they've been in that formation the whole second half.
And Biddeford might be a little bit upset at themselves because they forced Thornton to do this. Harper breaks the tackle, and he gets 6 or 7 yards off the left side.
You're absolutely right. The way they played defense against their regular offense, their double slot formation, has made Thornton Academy go to this straight T formation with some success.
Really has. And that may have been a tougher offense for them to match up against. They did a magnificent job at shutting down the triple option offense of Thornton Academy. But this straight T formation has given Biddeford fits here in the latter part of the first half and throughout the second half. Cormier looking for his seam, cuts up inside. He'll be very close to a first down. We'll see where they'll spot him. Once again, a reminder, conclusion of a game, we'll be picking our St. Michael Sears and Biddeford MVP, Unsung Hero, and Dirty Shirt Award. And we certainly appreciate Sears and Biddeford at stepping up for us here on Time Warner Cable and Main's Game of the Week on the Main Cable Network. As good as this year has been with all the talent throughout Class A football, it's pretty hard to believe that the Trojans could go 8-0. And, you know, Ron, not only did they do that, but it's kind of funny to think back that some of these so-called prognosticators picked them to be 3-5. I mean, I don't think they really did their homework and looked at this senior group. I mean, yeah, they lost a couple of kids, and they didn't know how good Harper was going to come out and play fullback. He was an unknown, and Dupree coming up first year, they didn't know how well he would play. But they got some kids up front, and that this senior group, they did lose a few kids, but they went unbeaten as freshmen, and they certainly, I think, maybe helped this Thornton Academy team by picking them 3-5, because that put a chip on their shoulder.
Well, I think the offensive line was a big question mark also coming into the season, and they've done a great job of executing their offense and blocking for those running backs. And you're right, you know, they were picked 3-5, and now they're 8-0. So they've made a lot of people really not know what they're talking about football-wise from the beginning of the year.
Yeah, but to their credit, as you said, the offensive line really stepped it up. Give those kids the credit, because they have done a magnificent job all year blocking for the backs. And Jason Merrill, the center, Skarks and Steve Allen, Parker Mooney, a junior, done a great job, along with big number 6'8", Sean Mayo, a basketball player, turned out to be one heck of a football player for these Trojans this year. And Max Janelle at tight end, along with Tremblay and Crapo, have done a great job too. And yeah, I wonder if they were going to do that. And Dupree pitches out to nobody there. Michael Ginn picks it up for Biddeford. It's a loose ball. Ginn's down the sideline. And tripped up there by Parker Mooney. My goodness, what a great effort as he takes Ginn down at about the 10-yard line, saving a touchdown.
Well, we've seen a couple of strange plays today, and certainly this is another one. The ball bouncing around, and all of a sudden, no whistle. Michael Ginn picks it up, and Biddeford's got the ball on the 10-yard line.
Well, Dupree has had a couple of mysterious pitch-outs. That one there, he turned, slowed down, and there was no one out there.
Well, when he pitched, right, he never saw the pitch man. The pitch man wasn't there, and Dupree still pitched with no one there.
You got to make eye contact before you pitch the ball, and that is a cardinal sin right there. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. They spot him just inside the 10, so it's a goal line situation now. Again, this score won't mean much, but the Trojans don't want to give it up. Firing out for Ginn, and ball just overthrown as Ginn had a step. Well, it's actually Willette having a step on Skidzinski out there.
Well, they ran a play-action pass. They tried to hit Eric Willette in the corner of the end zone. Just overthrown.
Sean Mayo limps off the field. He'll get a rest now. He's double duty today. Played quite a bit of defense. Jesse Brown still at quarterback. Sincata and St. Ange in the backfield for the Tigers. Belanger goes in motion. Brown will keep. Brown will go nowhere. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Thornton's defense gets to the ball extremely quick, and they pursue very well. There's always like 5 or 6 guys making the tackle. They're doing a real nice job.
Josh Berube, number 44 for Thornton Academy, just in. He's been in on his last 2 plays, made a nice tackle there.
one of the key things getting to the championship is that you need to play solid defense. And I look at the Portland Bulldog team. They're strong defensively. South Portland is strong defensively. Thornton Academy is strong defensively. So it's going to be an interesting playoff.
Brown to throw, looking back, fires out over there, and ball incomplete. Stops the clock with 1:56 left, and it's 4th and goal now for the Tigers. Thornton Academy trying to hold here for pride, and Biddeford obviously trying to just get another score on. But they have had a tough afternoon, especially in the second half, and the wind really taken away from their sails, and they're struggling to find any momentum here, even with a little fumble recovery and a nice break here to put one in at the end. They're not getting any yardage now, and it's a big 4th and 10 for them. They'll send Laranger and Belanger to the near side. Ginn goes to the far. Brown out of the shotgun. Spreads the field, fires out in the flat. Open out there is St. Onge, but he doesn't hold on. Takes a shot from Skarks after it goes off his fingertips, and the Trojans defense holds. Thornton Academy takes over, and they're in kind of a prevent offense here. They'll start taking a knee, and I assume that they figure they have enough clock here. They've done the math, or they're not even going to risk injury. And that might be a smart move here, just take a knee and not let anyone get hurt. Letting the clock run down, 1:14. Dupree will take another knee. Trojans now just using the clock, watching the official, and Jason Dupree's math skills are pretty good. We'll head to our St. Michael Sears in Biddeford MVP, Unsung Hero, and Dirty Shirt Award as the Trojans run the clock down. A little argument here, Mr. Cote, as TJ Metcalf had a career game. The punt return for kickoff return for a touchdown from about 78 yards. 2 huge interceptions in returns, a couple of big option runs. The kid was just everywhere on the football field, and he just had himself a day. And then going to the Dirty Shirt Award, you got to go to Chaz Cormier there. Dirty he was, really not. Clean hits, but they were big and they were huge. They had a huge impact on this game. He knocked out quarterback Bavaria with a huge hit on the sideline as Brian was headed for the first down marker. He took on Cormier, and Cormier just lowered his shoulder and laid a big lace on. Cormier also ran the ball well, had 1 interception himself this afternoon. Just an unbelievable football game for the Chaz man. And then unsung hero, how do you go and not think of Tyler McKinney? He comes in offensively in the backfield today. He matches last year's output, 3 big touchdowns, ran the ball very, very well for Thornton Academy, and played his outstanding safety position as he has had for 3 years for Thornton Academy.
Well, there's no question those 3 kids had great days for Thornton Academy, and now that the regular season is over, we're going to start the playoffs, and I think from the number 1 seed to the number 8 seed, it's going to be a very interesting playoff, and I still believe that anyone on a given day can knock off anyone.
Yeah, there's no give-me's in postseason. The team that's hot and healthy. And Thornton Academy looking like they got nicked up a little bit more today. Tremblay, number 46, seemed to have to sit out the second half with some kind of shoulder injury. But the other guys that were banged up seemed to survive it okay, and it'll be a big part of Biddeford's opportunity next week, whether Brian Laveria is able to play or not. And they certainly played very well in the first half. Some big penalties and some turnovers really hurt their efforts this afternoon, and they lose 32-3. And you mentioned it back earlier in the broadcast, but the play of the defense with Thornton Academy today, very quietly but very effectively, they get the job done, and they hold a pretty talented Biddeford offense, only 3 points this afternoon.
Well, there's I'm not sure that we gave them enough credit throughout the afternoon. They played a great game, and they held Biddeford's offense intact. Again, all the credit goes to Thornton Academy, and they should do well in the playoffs.
All right, a great season for Thornton Academy. They conclude the regular season at 8-0. They'll assume the #1 spot in next week's postseason, and they'll have home field advantage throughout. But there are a lot of teams who loom large in front of them if they're going to take the state ball here in Class A football. For my team this afternoon, a very good one for Jeff Harper, Ron Cote, and Steve Twombly. I'm Jay Harper saying so long from Hill Stadium in Saco. Once again, our final score, Thornton Academy 32 and Biddeford 3. Have a great week, everybody.
Take the snap, a little movement on the line, but they didn't call anything. Whoa, what a play there.
Pitcher takes the snap, drops back, looks deep, blocks it for the end zone.